All right, so in this video, we're going to be talking about how women chase all brown guys, South Asian guys, Indian guys who understand this concept. And that concept is the female gaze. I talk about the female gaze all the time, but when you master the female gaze, you'll really understand what women find attractive on men. Especially when you're a South Asian guy, a brown guy, I'm telling you, if you master the female gaze, you will never have issues with women, okay? You will spark attraction from tons of women out there by mastering the female gaze, all right? So what is the female gaze? It's the traits and qualities that women love on men, physically, characteristic wise. However, it also goes deeper than that. It also goes into your inner game, your mental health, and personality traits as well. Because as you guys date, she gets to know you a little bit more, right? You can easily either attract her more, sustain the attraction, or her female gaze goes down just due to how you are from a personality and mental health standpoint, right? She could become less and less attracted to you just how you are also in terms of your inner game. So with all of that being said, we're going to break the female gaze down into all these different categories, okay, that are going to make you more attractive to women. So category number one is your physique, okay? From the physical standpoint, your physique. The universal attractive physique that women find attractive on men is having that V-taper physique, okay? You as a South Asian guy, when you have that lean, muscular, V-tapered physique, right? Defined shoulders, a strong upper chest, toned arms, at least 13% body fat or less. Not only are you going to shatter the negative stereotypes, right? That skinny fat physique that a lot of South Asian men have. You're just going to have an attractive overall physique that appeals universally to most women, right? You're going to stand out a lot, especially among other South Asian men who aren't in shape. The V-taper, V-ish shoulder to waist ratio, okay? Now, examples of this, and think of, kind of ripped tennis players, right? Federer, Nadal, soccer players like David Beckham, Ronaldo, NFL defensive back physique, a lot of boxers, MMA fighters, right? This body fat percentage, the average body fat percentage, this type of physique that these types of people that fit into these niches, that physique is the perfect lean muscular physique that you should be striving to get, that you should be going for, okay? Not this super, big buff, not even this super jacked bodybuilder type of physique. You want to opt for that more leanish muscular physique. Now, there are different definitions of leanness for sure, but you want to keep it more lean as opposed to more buff. So exercises to get that lean muscular physique, right? Even like, you could think of like a swimmer, like Michael Phelps, for example, right? I just gave you a ton of examples of that lean muscular physique. Exercises to get that lean muscular physique include pull-ups, lat pull-downs, incline dumbbell press, cable deltoid raises, overhead press, bicep curls, squats, right? These are all examples of getting that lean muscular physique, right? Squats just at the very end, if you're doing full body workouts, right, to have a balanced physique, right, so you don't have chicken legs, barbell squats, and definitely some type of ab exercises like decline sit-ups with like a weight plate under your chin or hanging leg raises. But overall, these are examples of different exercises, weight training exercises you can do to build up that lean muscular physique. Do these types of exercises 3 to 4 times a week, full body, right? Have a high protein diet. If you're somebody who's overweight or skinny fat, be on a calorie deficit, but have a high protein diet. This will help you lose weight as long as you're lifting weights consistently, having a high protein diet, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Hit the gym consistently, end each workout with a little bit of cardio, 15, 20-minute walk on the treadmill 3 to 4 times a week after you do your weight training exercises for the day. Do all that consistently 3 to 4 times a week, time period of 6 months, 8 months, a year, depending on where you are right now with your fitness journey. But if you follow a workout routine like this, you'll definitely get that lean muscular physique that women go for. Female gaze, right? Interests. What do women find attractive? They find the lean muscular physique with that V taper, defined shoulders attractive. Okay? So, with that being said, we're not going for big, super bulky, power lifter physique, right? We're going for the lean, sexy, swimmer physique, lean, sexy soccer player physique, right? So anyways, overall, that's what encompasses the female gaze from the physique standpoint. So we covered physique. Now I want to get into fashion. Fashion, again, helps tremendously with increasing your sex appeal depending on how you dress, right? Now, increasing your sex appeal with fashion, you can easily show this off. In fact, I do a very good job on this. If you go to my Instagram, I'll even put a couple pictures right here of showcasing sex appeal through my outfits, right? But one of my favorite outfits that really showcases that sex appeal to women is wearing, the little white beater undershirt with an unbuttoned knitted polo. I have so many examples of this outfit, right, that you're seeing, but this is a really good example of sex appeal maxing. The outfits can really make or break female gaze wise. You want to be opting for that bad boy, edgy look, right? Just like how I just showed you. I dress more of that like edgy look, bad boy look. I'm not afraid to push the boundaries a little bit, showcase some skin. I've gotten compliments from so many women that I've met off dating apps, and I've asked them what made you swipe right. They often say that you gave off that kind of bad boy, F-boy kind of vibe. Now, a lot of normal people, blue-pilled men, are going to think that's not a compliment. But if you really understand what women are looking for from the physical aspect, from the attraction aspect physically, they're looking for exactly that. They're looking for that bad boy, a little bit edgy, F-boy look, showcasing that sex appeal, right? And I also say this, the more in shape you are with your physique and having a lean muscular physique, having a V-taper, definition, low body fat percentage, the better you're gonna look in a lot of clothes, right? Especially these types of outfits that you're showcasing the sex appeal. Other examples to showcase your sex appeal include quarter zip polos, right? I'm not wearing one right now, but basically if you have a quarter zip polo, unzip it a little bit, showcase a little bit of the chest right here, and even just unbuttoned, polos, right? Normal, like unbuttoned shirts, right? Normal, even just dress shirts. If you're, at a more formal occasion, if you're wearing, say, a blazer on top or a suit on top, right? Unbutton the dress shirt just a little bit. Showcase some skin. The normal guy at a wedding or formal occasion, he's gonna wear, that dorky, just suit, tie combo that everybody wears. But the people that understand fashion and attraction know the more skin you show off in certain areas, the more sexier you're gonna look, the more attractive you're gonna look. So I'm telling you, if you're somebody who works out consistently, has a strong upper chest, right? And you're wearing, say, a dress shirt even, or a button polo, unbutton the first couple buttons, right? If you're wearing a suit and you got a dress shirt under it, right? Don't wear a tie. Just wear the suit with the button shirt normally, but with the dress shirt, unbutton the first couple buttons, right? Showcase a little bit of that sex appeal. Don't wear a tie, right? So little hacks like this help you dress more like that bad boy, give you a little bit more of that edgier look. In addition, wearing things like watches, jewelry, like a small, trimmed gold necklace, right? Wearing like a nice classier watch enhances that sex appeal. Now, the next part is grooming practices. Now, haircuts for Indian men, I don't recommend growing your hair out too long, because the negative stereotype that we often get as brown guys, South Asian guys is we're unhygienic. So with that being said, it doesn't have to be super short, but make sure it's trimmed well. It's not super long, not super curly all over the place. Don't overthink the hairstyle. You want to keep the top of your hair longer than the sides, right? But again, you don't need to do anything that fancy with it. You don't need to grow out your hair like crazy, okay? Honestly, depending on your head shape, opting for even just a low fade or a mid fade is completely fine. But overall, keep your hair trimmed and in decent shape, right? Don't let it grow out super long to the point where, it gets super curly, you look unhygienic, right? Keep your beard trimmed, solid haircut, solid hygiene. Combine it with good fashion, showcasing that sex appeal, dressing more like a bad boy, having an edgy style, right? And then having that lean muscular physique, putting it all together will appeal to that female gaze. And it's gonna shatter the negative stereotypes that you might be experiencing as an Indian guy, as a brown guy, right? The common negative stereotypes. Doesn't dress well, unhygienic, either a super skinny or skinny fat physique, right? Shatter the negative stereotypes as a brown guy. Once you shatter those negative stereotypes as a brown guy, you will appeal tremendously to women. You will become more and more attractive to women and get that female gaze. Now, real quick, speaking of becoming more attractive to women, getting the female gaze, the top link in the description is my South Asian Warriors school. This is my school community helping single South Asian men level up their dating life, take their dating life to the next level. I have modules on all of these topics we just discussed, from attraction, dating, lifting weights, aesthetic exercises, fashion guides, how to optimize your dating app profiles as well. A ton of content all related to dating and attraction as a South Asian guy, how to attract quality women, how to improve your dating life. So if you're interested, definitely check out the first link in the description and join the school community, South Asian Warriors, if you're interested. So with all that being said, the next part of the female gaze that I want to discuss is hobbies, okay? Again, you need to master the female gaze. When you master the female gaze, you're gonna have more women chasing you. And yes, more women will be attracted to you, even if you're a brown guy, South Asian guy. So stop coping and stop blaming your race, all right? So let's cover hobbies. You want hobbies. You want to be participating in hobbies that are more adventurous, fun, spark that dopamine, spark curiosity, interest to girls, right? So common hobbies that women find attractive on men include cooking, salsa dancing, skiing, snowboarding, hiking, skydiving, right? They want fun, okay? They don't want boring old Joe over here. They want a guy who they can envision being with, right? They want a guy who is the best match for them. They want fun. They want to feel that excitement, okay? They think a lot with their emotions. Stop being so logical, especially on your dates too, right? So many guys, when they go on dates, they choose boring dates, dinner dates, coffee dates. You want dates that are fun, that'll get her thinking, dang, this is a dope guy. He makes me feel great. He's exciting to be around. You want to trigger that positive, good emotional state on her end where she really enjoys being around you, right? So pursue hobbies that are fun, exciting, a little adventurous, especially when it comes to going on dates, planning dates with women, right? You'll get more female gaze. You'll get more attraction from women when you pursue various activities, right? Don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone a little bit on dates, right? Go for a salsa dancing class. Take a cooking class with her, right? Women love cooking. A lot of women also like salsa dancing, okay? Go on a hike where there's nice views, even a little romantic-based views. Not saying you gotta pay a ton of money to go skydiving or doing anything that crazy on like a first date especially, but the generic principle applies, right? Overall, when you want to get the female gaze, you want to spark excitement. You want to trigger that positive emotion. You want to trigger her thinking about you in that way where, dang, this is a really cool, dope guy to be around. I really can't stop thinking about him. He triggered that fun aspect within me, right? So remember, fun, excitement, sparking dopamine. Have dope things going on in your life. Have awesome, fun hobbies in your life to spark the female gaze, all right? So the next thing that I want to cover is career and status. For most of us normal guys out there, right? Assuming that you're watching this channel, you're not some celebrity. For most of us, right, we're not celebrities, okay? We're not in all these high-tier celeb groups, right? The way for most of us normal guys to display status and where we are in the world, you know, what we're doing with our life is through our career. At the end of the day, when it comes to the female gaze through career/status, let's put, you know, celebrities and athletes out of the equation. But for most normal people, right, in general, it's, do you have your life together or don't you? The girl wants to basically know, do you have your life together or not? Are you complacent or are you a driven guy? Women like driven men. They don't like complacency. Can you even take care of yourself? Or are you struggling, right? Are you even financially independent? If you're a guy, you know, in your mid-20s, late 20s even, 30s, and you're living at home in your mom's basement, you don't have your own place, it's gonna be a red flag for most of these women. Are you struggling or are you financially independent? Okay? Not saying, again, you need to be a millionaire. Not saying you got to always flex with your assets. But at the very least, you need to have some type of baseline where you're financially independent, you can take care of yourself, and there needs to be some type of career trajectory. She needs to see that this is a guy that consistently can level up, is driven, has cool things going on in his life from the social aspect, but also the career aspect. He's driven. He's moving up the career ladder. He's going places. There's a reason why on any dating app, or even just anytime you go on a first date in general, one of the first questions a girl does end up asking is, what do you do for work? And it's because they really want to see your status. Do you have your life together, or are you broke still trying to figure it out, okay? You need to satisfy her hypergamy level. Satisfying a girl's hypergamy is basically synonymous to the female gaze in a sense, okay? You need to satisfy her hypergamy. Does she find you desirable in that particular moment? Will she continue to find you desirable as you guys progress through dating and your relationship, right? And part of her liking you, being attracted to you, the quality that women love on men, right, is you having your life together from the career and status standpoint. Simple. Do you have your life together or don't you? Are you financially independent or are you not? Are you driven, trying to level up in your career, or are you complacent working at Starbucks or working at Target or Walmart the rest of your life? What is your career trajectory like? Women want a guy who's driven and is continuously leveling up and satisfying their hypergamy, okay? So I don't want to spend too much time on career status because I know a lot of you Indian guys are successful, right? Doctors, project managers, consultants, engineers, some science-based field. But again, you know, it's always good to remember that you should never be complacent, okay? Always be striving for more. Women like men who are driven, okay? So with all of that being said, we've covered the female gaze basics in terms of traits and qualities women love on men. We've covered physique, the ideal female gaze physique. We've covered fashion, grooming, hygiene, hobbies that appeal to women, right? What you need to do to make sure you're satisfying their hypergamy, driven, career, your status, your sexual market value. We covered all these aspects of the female gaze. The next thing I want to discuss is dating app optimization. How can you optimize your dating app? Knowing everything that we discussed, how to optimize your dating app towards the female gaze, okay? And I've done so many videos on this, but Dating apps are a very good way to test, especially from the physical aspect of whether you've nailed the female gaze or you don't nail the female gaze based on the matches and the quality of matches and how many matches you're getting in general, right? So dating app optimization for the female gaze, having a female gaze dating app, a dating app that appeals towards the female gaze, it's going to contain at least 1 or 2 physique shots showcasing the V taper. So candid, natural shots of you. We're not talking about bro science, mirror selfies. We're not talking about selfies of you flexing in the locker room, okay? We're talking about natural, candid physique shots. At least 1 or 2 of them showcasing your physique. It could be you walking around on the beach with a surfboard in your hand. It could be even you walking around in the pool, walking around by the poolside, leaning by the poolside, looking off at the distance, okay? Environments where it's more appropriate to be shirtless, but never any mirror selfies, more candid physique shots. You want at least 1 or 2 of these. And then full body shots showcasing fashion. Remember what I said earlier, right? Show off kind of edgy, bad boy, F-boy kind of styles. Again, I do a very good job on this. I do it a lot on my Instagram as well. You know, fashion shots, showcasing that sex appeal. And then a hobby shot, at least 1 hobby shot on your dating app to showcase social proof. And then 1 close-up table shot. I mentioned this in my dating app videos in the past, but on dating apps, you want to have 1 kind of close-up table shot, just wrapping up every aspect of the female gaze. So this table shot should be you wearing a nice, solid female gaze-based outfit, showcasing that sex appeal at a restaurant, a coffee shop, a bar, with like a drink on your hand, a drink in the table, with like a dope background, dope environment around you. This is what I call the close-up table shot. You can think of it as the date shot or the date night shot, right? It's basically a shot encompassing every aspect of the female gaze through environment, fashion, sex appeal, right? And the date in itself, because she can imagine what it's like. She starts gazing what it's like to be on a date with you. She sees a picture of you, nice outfit, dope location, and then say you got an iced coffee in your hand or a drink in your hand. She's going to start imagining the date, what it's like to go on a date with you, right? Again, I call this the close-up table shot, but altogether with your dating app optimization, you need to optimize it for the female gaze. That's a bit about dating app optimization. And lastly, I want to talk about confidence, swag, and inner game as it appeals towards the female gaze. Again, in the beginning of this video, I said the female gaze is the traits and qualities that women love on men, both physically as well as the mental inner game. This last part, we're going to talk about the mental inner game. Having the confidence, having that swagger, having good inner game. Okay? Yeah, women want confident men. A lot of South Asian guys, they have this inferiority complex, thinking that other races are better than them, thinking that they can't attract attractive women of other races just because they're brown. Think about how insecure that is. Women can smell the insecurity. You need to eliminate that inferiority complex. Never be ashamed of your race as a brown guy. It's what makes you unique. Yeah, are there women out there that don't like brown men for whatever reason? Yeah, but at the same time, there's plenty of women out there that'll find your culture unique. Cool. You're going to stand out, especially from a lot of these basic white dudes, right? That don't have that much diversity in their background, okay? So never be ashamed of your race. Don't take rejection personally, okay? If you get rejected by a girl, say you cold approach her, tell her, no worries, take it as a compliment and keep going. Stop letting it bother your inner game, your mental process, right? Don't take rejection so personally. It's not a big deal. She might have a boyfriend. Maybe you're just not her type. Maybe she's having a bad day, okay? Maybe she's not into you for whatever reason. Maybe she just had something bad happen in her life. You don't know 100% all the time why she might reject you. So listen, anything good in life, if you want to accomplish it, you're going to go through struggles. You're going to go through rejection. So in order to get to where you want to be, yeah, you're going to get rejected. Okay? It's part of the game. All right? So have that confidence, have that swagger, and never take rejection personally. And this final point that I want to talk about is, bro, stop simping. So many Indian guys, South Asian guys, right? I've seen it on women's profiles. I notice a lot of brown men in the comments simping for all these women, simping for all these attractive women. Stop being a simp, bro, okay? You trying to slide in her DMs again and again isn't gonna do anything. You constantly complimenting her, giving her all this validation, it's gonna just in turn make you look even more unattractive, okay? She's not going to respond to you. You're not standing out by constantly liking her photos, leaving comments. If anything, you're making our race bad. You're making us look super desperate, you brown guys out there that keep simping in the comments, complimenting all these women. So get off the whole inferiority complex, okay? Just because she's attractive doesn't mean that you should just suck up to her and keep liking her photos. Don't keep commenting on her photos. Stop being a simp, okay? Stop pedestalizing every single attractive woman. Become that guy, have stronger inner game, eliminate that inferiority complex, and never be ashamed of your race, okay? We talk so much about the physical, but the mental game, the inner game is just as important too. Because women can smell the insecurity when you're just being a bitch, when you're being an insecure dude, all right? So with all that being said, confidence, swag, inner game, not taking rejection so personally, combined with all the physical aspects of physique, fashion, hobbies, career and status, having all of this optimized, having a solid female gaze based dating profile, really just becoming that top tier guy in all these areas of life will help you attract more women and will help you attain the female gaze as a brown guy. Women chase all brown men, South Asian men, Indian men, just men in general who have mastered the female gaze, which are the traits and qualities women love on men, both physically and mentally with the inner game. So with all that being said, I hope this video helped. Like and subscribe. And if you want to check out my school community, helping South Asian men level up their dating life, become more attractive to women, take their dating life to the next level, click that first link in the description to check out the school community, and I will catch you in the next video, bro. Peace.